When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down.
Hey Status, can you hear us on the microphone okay? Alright guys, give me about 10 minutes, I'll get a flight set up and we'll go streaming.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground,
Hi guys, hopefully you're having a great night. Just want to see if you guys can hear me on the microphone and if it's not too loud. It's been a while since I've streamed. I want to make sure my settings are right. Is that too loud? I did see some traffic going before. Awesome, cool. I better get started. So I'm just testing out the Arrow 3. It's done its service pack 2.1, so they've fixed a few things in there. So I've just in Coffs Harbour, so if you're from Australia you probably know where that is. Bring up a little checklist. It's been about 2 weeks since I've actually flown this aircraft correctly. Gotta remember what I'm doing. Alright, landing gear down, parking brake set, avionics mixture. We can pretty much bypass all these ones because this is the walk around. And hit next. So one of the cool things, if you've seen some of the review videos that I really like with this aircraft, you can actually pop this up and that oil cap comes up there and you can refill the oil, the fuel. So I can go on and put my quantity of fuel, which actually we'll do 100. You recharge your batteries, not like the old A to A, you always run it flat. Well, I do anyway. Yeah, it's a really good modelling, and good news is they're actually working on the turbo at the moment, so I'm really excited about the turbo coming out. So we've checked everything here. Yeah, next checklist. Circuit breakers are in actually. It hasn't got the gear popped out. No, that's good. Got to remember where my throttles are because I've actually just changed them on my desk. We'll put it on to right the first time. Crack the throttle a little bit. Is my parking brake on? Parking brake is on. Throttle is half. Alt. Switch that on. Battery on. Actually hear the wind. There we go. Alrighty, so battery on, fuel pump on. Can't remember what my light buttons are, it's been too long. That'll do. And she's alive, so I didn't follow the checklist properly. We'll just click them all off. Bring out the throttle. How's the sound in the sim with the voiceover, guys, with the engines going? Okay? Alrighty, throttle's at 1400. We'll keep going to. Oh, we're ready to taxi pretty much. But first things first is. Ah, you are joking. Because I did the update, the GTN 750 didn't load up. What? Cool, thanks for that status. I can't fly this without this GTN 750 for the flight plan I had planned. It's too complex. Not with this old thing. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to drop back out and load back up. Hey Evos, hey JW, just reloading the sim because the GTN 750 wasn't loaded up since I did the update for the Arrow. Sorry guys, won't be long.
always comes and goes, it goes, it goes.
Alrighty, we should be back. Just get everything loaded up here as quick as possible. Alrighty, GTN is there. We'll just get this fired up. How's the sound on there now, guys? Hit my checklist. Next checklist.
TOS system test OK.
Alternator is on. Good to hear. Alright, we'll get ready to taxi. I'll just plan the GPS should be good to go. Thanks very much for coming along today, guys, for a bit of a test. Congrats to Status there for hitting, I think last I checked, buddy, you're at 201 subs. Made a bit of a comeback in the last week. Not like the old Hawks. Flight plan in. So there's one I had prepared earlier. Fancy that. I'm not going to fly the whole route, but I thought it would be a bit of a test run up the coast of Queensland. You're not picking anybody, are you, Pudding? Playing nice, are you? Alrighty, next checklists. Yeah, I'm not going to do magneto checks and whatnot. We'll go to the next one. Alrighty. Alright, let's go on taxi for the meantime. Don't feel like checking checklists today. Alrighty. Nah, just having some fun. So it'll be an interesting flight actually using this update. I've got Actve Sky on using my pedals. Got Ultimate Traffic Live going and streaming for the first time. So, first time in a long time. Be interesting. Yeah, I noticed you did some. Yeah, I noticed you did some promoting on the channel there, Status. The GPS is good. Only problem I've found so far, and that maybe I might need to update some data on it though, but if I'm playing Air Hauler, because Air Hauler is going to be coming back on the stream, so I've sort of let something go there, but I was doing some practice runs early today, and I can't taxi. Come on. And all the little known airports way out in the middle of nowhere, it doesn't know that they're actually there, so that's a bit of a pain in the ass, really. Pretty good on memory. It's a lot better than Ultimate Traffic 2, so I did a really old video on that one. You can have a look at that, but I've got a video coming out, won't be on this channel, it'll be on FSElite. Video is pretty much done, so it'll be out in the next few days, but hopefully we'll be able to see some traffic. Put the parking brake on a minute and see if we can see some. Well, there's nothing. There's only one Airbus around in Coffs Harbour, so I have my settings set on 50. So, but as time comes, more will pop up and we fly to different locations. So just bring our checklist up. So flaps. Set trim up a little bit on this one. Controls are free. Pedals are pedaling. Door is latched. Line up on runway. Alrighty. Just line up. Make sure there's no traffic around. Surprising how dark, when you're streaming, how dark the stream is compared to what it is actually on your screen. Alrighty, landing lights on, and that was bad, but anyways, what am I missing? Compass. Alrighty, let's get out of here. Anybody think I can keep it straight down the runway? Say yes. There we go. Looking out the windsock probably wasn't the best runway to take off, but gears going up. And you have to trim quite a lot with the arrow to start off with. Once you get speed over about 90, it starts coming up. No, mate, that wasn't deliberate. Alrighty, flaps going up. Make a left-hand turn as we're heading out of Coffs. Some views of ORBX Coffs Harbour. Going to be nice and naughty and whack on the autopilots. Keep it in heading mode for now. That's because I didn't change the heading indicator yet. No. There we go. Change it to nav. My departure's as good as my takeoff. Thank you, Kiwi. Probably find the main reason why my sim would look okay is basically because when I'm doing things like this, it's actually running off a 4K screen, but it's actually scaled down, so it makes everything look better than what it actually is. And that's what I do in my videos as well. Try to. I'm just going to get back on course. Yeah, the sound's awesome in the Arrow. So what they've done with the update for 2.1, there's a couple of things. Obviously, the engine noise didn't change when you checked your magnetos, so I probably should have demonstrated that so you could see it. The other one was, which is a big pain with a lot of Carenado aircraft, that you get the beep from the throttle when you put it back. So it used to go about 60%, which was a bit annoying, but they've fixed that now, so you can get it down to about 25% before it goes off. Glad you're back, Aussie Sim. So you converted putting onto X-Plane 11. Weren't you P3D before that? Right, so just coming up to 3,000 feet. Of course, I've got great piloting skills, so I actually didn't check to see what the weather was doing. But clouds look a ball about 5,000. Yeah, I've been watching Pudding's video, especially one of the last ones you did, buddy, with the night lighting. It just gets me every single time. Like, I don't really fly at night on the sim, or you probably never see me actually do a night video. Maybe a morning one or a dusk one. It's just, I don't know, I just don't think the lighting's very good for videos. But when you watch people do videos in X-Plane 11, it's completely different. So yeah, I don't know, there's a couple of things on X-Plane 11 that I sort of don't think is as good, and you know, I could be picky, but things like roads and stuff, it looks a bit Lego and square, but the sim always looks grey. But you know, that's me only nitpicking. around now. I've got one de Havilland Canada DH8 flying around. One really cool thing with ultimate traffic is, especially with the GTN 750, you can go into traffic and you can see. So I've got this guy over here. Leave it there for a sec. So you can see where your traffic is if you want to go and have a look. Okay, oh, that's good to know. Well, hopefully if they do a 64-bit version, they're going to look at their lighting, because they need to compete. So it'll be interesting times ahead. I guess we'll find more out of I don't know, maybe Flight Simcom later in June. Find out what's happening on the big products for the rest of the year. But it's been pretty good for the first part of 2017 for Flight Sim, that's for sure. So just going to bring my checklist off, like I've been following it though. Okay, so fuel pump is off. External lights is required, so we'll turn the landing lights off. And I probably should change my... One interesting thing, I did a practice flight in this from I think Key West to Miami, and I forgot to change the right fuel tank to left fuel tank. And when I was coming in to the approach, I took it off autopilot and I couldn't figure out why it was so wonky. It was a crosswind, but the plane was just clearly unbalanced. Definitely a yoke. So I use a yoke for Flight Sim, and I do have a throttle and joystick for other games that I play, mainly flight space sims like Star Citizen and whatnot. So when you say responsive, are you saying responsive as in the flight dynamics? Yeah, it's like a lazy man's GPS status. It's pretty cool. It's got a lot of features in there. I've only sort of skimmed the surface. One thing is you'll probably like is when you go on them. Oh, she's struggling there. When you go on the map there, you can actually go into an edit mode when you're building your flight plan. You can drag the flight plan around to visually see it. So no, I've got some old Thrustmaster thing on. It's not old, but it's not the greatest joystick. We are in New South Wales, Aussie Sim, out of Coffs Harbour, and my aim is to fly to Bundaberg, but I'm not doing that today. We're going to make a couple of stops on the way. So the first one is we're going to go to Redcliffe, I believe. So it's about 200 nautical miles, I think, all up. Coming up to the clouds. So So VAS is looking good at 1.43, says Chase Plane, which is cool. Outside view, no panning shots today because I can't edit it out, so you can just look at the still shot for now. How's the actual stream going? Is it actually buffering or anything like that? Oh, would you have a look at those clouds? Yeah. So I'm a bit lucky because I've actually got good internet where I live. I have NBN, so I probably wouldn't really want to try a stream without it. Looks like a bit of turbulence coming through the clouds. No, I do have rudder pedals. I'm actually using them now. G'day Darren, how are you? Thanks for making the flight, buddy. Good to see ya. So yeah, I've got rudder pedals. Do use them now, I should say. But with a yoke, you can actually use the auto rudder. But when you're in a crosswind landing or a crosswind takeoff, I should say, it's pretty much just send you down the runway in the wrong direction, so I stopped using them, doing the auto rudder, and got the pedals out. So just going to increase some more power because we're struggling to get above those clouds. It must be either very late in the day or very early in the morning for you, wouldn't it be, Darren? Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Status. Just better turn some air on for myself. Oh, okay. Midday. Cool. So if you guys probably didn't pick it up, because I'm too busy doing a couple other things with the stream, is that I didn't have that much power in the aircraft, and you probably listened, it was actually like it was backfiring or it was missing, so that's actually modelled in that arrow. So I've obviously just put the mixture down to 50%. It's given me a lot more power, but you can still hear that noise because you can actually foul the plugs just like the A2A aircraft. Yeah, weather's not too good, but if I was at VFR I could fly around it, but I'm just doing a lazy flight, so we'll just fly through it and look at the effects. I wasn't actually anticipating of doing a flight because I didn't think I could get the stream to work. So it was going to be basically a practice 5-minute, get all the settings right, and then do a flight tomorrow. So it's a lazy Saturday night flight. Turn the old pitot heat on. So we're going to take this up to about 10,000 feet, I think, above the clouds. See how we go. You're doing request tonight, Pudding. Alrighty, it looks like we found a gap. So a couple of really, yeah, I did turn the lights on though. But on the Just Flight aircraft, one of the really cool things is the prop effects. I don't know if you guys can see that detail in the stream there, but it's one of the best I've ever come across. The other part, you know, they model their stuff well, like, you know, to have fuel caps on the wings that are actually 3D, you don't see that in many aircraft, so it's just pretty cool. It's one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of this one. So you hear the noise from the back, the vibrations in the prop. One thing I have noticed though, because I'm using a 4K screen, the video is actually not centering on the stream. Going up to 9,000. Look at that. How cool does that look? I always like looking at clouds. I don't know why. do have track IR putting. It's just, I don't know, it's a bit of a pain to set it up, and you've got to keep centering it. Well, I find I've got to keep centering it all the time, so I don't really use it. I usually just use a hat switch or the mouse. I think I probably would find the best game that tracker IR would work would be Elite Dangerous. But yeah, just find it easy to grab the mouse and turn it around. I'll just use the hat switch like this if I want to do a quick pan over the wings. Sorry if I'm making anybody sick. Okay. Yeah. Still hearing that missing in the engine. You're running Actve Sky, aren't you, Status? G'day, Marco. It's definitely in the same field as the A2A aircraft, that's for sure. If not a little bit past it, I would say. Definitely up there. So if you want to look at price, if you want to go dollar for dollar, I would say this aircraft is a lot further on with A2A, that's for sure. But I find if I think that what was the latest Piper they did for A2A, the Comanche. I find this is more fun to fly than the Comanche. Yeah. I think I was, what is it, F12 or F9? You're just hitting F9 all the time to straighten up the... And I found, yeah, I don't know, I might give Track IR, you know, I think the last time I used it was on my old PC, which wasn't as good as this one, so it might work better now. Thanks, Marco, appreciate it. Well, you'll see some more live streams start happening shortly. Now we're back up and running. Now YouTube is letting me actually stream again. Oh, come on, Status. Something like the Navajo. No, all jokes aside, I even forgot, what did I do a test drive on last week? The Cheyenne. The Cheyenne is definitely a good plane that Cannon Arrow's done. Ethan, how are you, mate? Thanks for making the stream. No, I had a lot of fun flying the Navajo. I've actually had it for quite a long time. I've done some videos actually. I think I did. My first ever first impressions video for the channel was on the Navajo. But the Cheyenne is definitely will go higher and faster, and it's very much like it. And I've gone past 10,000 feet. So been saying that. if you ever pick up the Arrow and you want to know how to do altitude hold, it's actually not built into it, but you just hit the middle mouse button or your wheel of your mouse button just over the nav section here, and it will put on altitude hold just like that. So they have modeled it in for us lazy people. Thanks very much, Ethan, appreciate it. Yeah, the clouds look pretty good above, nice and fluffy. Clouds always look nice and fluffy in P3D though. Love this old-fashioned fiery red 70s interior with the red carpet. It's like the same colour I've seen in my grandfather's shed when I was growing up as a kid. Back and just have a kit. Yeah, no, it's pretty good. I actually enjoyed flying the Cheyenne. I was actually going to do, when I was going to do a stream on Sunday, I was actually going to do it in the Cheyenne, but then I had looked at Just Flight actually did the 2.1 pack, so I decided I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone and actually fly the Arrow tonight. But no, I've been having a lot of fun with the Cheyenne. It's a cool plane. Got a couple of quirks in there, then hopefully Carinata will do a update for it, but they generally do at least one for the aircraft. So we'll just check the flight plan. Old GTN's pretty laggy. Hey Rowdy, how are you? So 44.8 miles will be at Ballina. Let's see if I can get some music playing in the background. How's that, guys, with the music we can hear? It's not too overwhelming, is it? Let me know and I'll shut it off. Whoops, nearly forgot. 15 minutes, change it back to the right. Just do a check, everything's green, green, green. Looking good. Thank you very much. That was probably one of the things I needed to fix. Make sure I get the sound correct. So traffic, I've got a Boeing 737-800 winglets. I've got an Airbus A320, another Airbus A320, and another Airbus A320. Probably what I find with settings, if you're flying in the States like SoCal, you would put your airliners on 50 with ultimate traffic live, and you'll put your GA aircraft at 40. Most people probably wouldn't put the GA aircraft up that high. I do, because obviously I like GA aircraft, but because there's so many airports, just look at that water sparkling down there. Because there's so many airports, you don't need it settings up as high, but in Australia I think you probably would go GA 50 and the airliners up to 70. Thanks, status. There's a bit of turbulence around though. Fuel computer, it will actually tell me it's going to give me crosswind, 7 knot crosswind, tailwind 2 knots, so not a bad tailwind but crosswinds. Fuel ban, okay, 8 gallons, 32 litres. Cool. So that's one of the other things that Arrow has. It has that calculator, just a bit like the A2A. Probably the A2A UI looks a bit more neater than the Just Flight's one, but it's pretty cool still. I can't remember where that setting actually is to turn the pause off though. I thought I actually had it already enabled. Welcome back. So we're about 33 nautical miles flying over Ballina. It's supposed to be good fishing in Ballina. So obviously when I stream my air hauler flights, it won't be as long as this one. Let's just see some more takeoffs and whatnot. How green is the coast looking? ORBX making a sim. You're the first person where I've actually heard that from, Status. Where did you hear that from? That is interesting. Very interesting. I know they're making a lot of Or they're doing a lot of their global stuff for a lot of different things. I didn't know they were making a sim. So where's the source of information for that one? Hey there, FSElite. Hey guys. Just trying out the new service pack 2.1 for the Arrow, and do a spot of streaming. Yes. Actually in the Australian livery for the flight. Yeah, they've actually done quite well with their service pack and updated pretty much the only sort of things that needed to be fixed, so it's a really good all-round aircraft. You know, when you look at things like the texture there, they've done the yoke just worn out. It's pretty cool. So if you guys don't know and you've been missing it, you'll probably see it on a few different videos. So also post videos up at the FSElite channel. So if you haven't had to take a look at their YouTube channel, go ahead, jump across and have a look. Probably actually done some of my best videos on there. And if you want to stay up to date with all the news from anything flight sim, make sure you go and have a look at FSElite.net. The quickest upcoming and best news for the community when it comes to flight sim. That's in my opinion, but it's pretty cool. So make sure you have a look and save it in your favourites as well. But I'll have a video coming out early next week for FSElite as well, which will be more in depth on Ultimate Traffic Live. Thanks, Pudding. Make sure you have a look at the Arrow ones, mate. They're pretty good. Thanks, Darren. So we're about 24.5 nautical miles out of Ballina. Probably won't say anything because it's overcast. Just gonna quickly see. Can't remember that auto pause. Yeah, that's what I was thinking it was for Aeroflight. They were doing stuff for X-Plane, but they sort of stopped that at the last minute. Would have been interesting. Just jumping the outside view. Got chase plane turned up way too high. Thanks, Status. Thanks for that. Hippies. I thought that was Nimbin Status. Nimbin. I hope I haven't upset anybody here from Nimbin. It's probably close. They're probably not too far away. I don't know. Well, I'm actually using ORBX. Well, everything's ORBX in here, especially for Australia. So we pan around and see what we can see. Sandy beaches. All the housing. Coast is Nimbin's, I think. Nimbin. Ballina's just up there. Whyalla. Whyalla. That's in, isn't that in South Australia? 18.5 nautical miles out. So now I've only got 3 Airbuses in the vicinity. So I think I'm pretty safe because I didn't file a flight plan that I'm not going to run into anybody. So I don't think there's any chance of that. So we've been saying that I'll just turn the light off, run my chances. I think I've driven through Whyalla before. Sounds familiar. I wonder if it's worth /Byron Bay. Yeah, Byron Bay's cool, but I reckon it's only worth being there for a day. Yeah, I used to go, when I was a kid, I used to go up nearly every year to the Formula 1 Grand Prix. The Gold Coast, well, we might make an unscheduled landing at the Gold Coast for a bit of fun. So Gold Coast is 53 nautical miles, so we're going to stop there, and I'm going to do one of my awesome botch landings. VAS is still at 1.34, which is surprising with all these clouds, but then again, the arrow's pretty good on VAS as well, so. So not too bad for the cyclone. So since I've been in Queensland, I've been in for a few, I think maybe one or two small parts of a cyclone, and the rest of it, by the time they hit where I live in Queensland, they're tropical lows. So, but with everything else, you know, everything was closed and sent home. Storm come through, so I live behind a national park, so a lot of trees were broken and branches smashed. So it was quite interesting. Yeah, we all went home for the day and bolted everything down and waited for the storm to come through. So, g'day Ranger, how are you? Thanks for making the stream, buddy. All in 4K, but not X-Plane. So if you want to take a look at some X-Plane videos in 4K, make sure you go and have a look at Ranger's YouTube channel. Have some really cool stuff in there and some DCS as well. Flew for a cloud. Didn't see that where that was coming from. So 48 nautical miles to the Gold Coast, and we'll make an impromptu landing down there on our way to Redcliffe. Change fuel select over back to the left tank. Love the sound of that. Well, the actual end of the flight will be in Bundaberg, so North Queensland of Australia, but we're going to make a few stops on the way. Probably won't stream the whole thing today. We'll go about halfway and then I'll stream the rest tomorrow. This was only meant to be a bit of a test run, so clouds starting to build up at 10,000 feet. When you go through the clouds, you can see the work on the windscreen, the glass, that the textures that Just Flight are putting in, pretty cool. Geez, it's like flying in the UK. It's soup at the moment. You a fan of the fighters after Avalon status? What would you pick? Raptor 22 or the F-35? Well, speaking of soup, actually, I should say tea, because I had my first cup of tea for about 10 years this afternoon. I actually liked it. I might have another one. Yeah, well, I didn't feel like coffee, so I thought I'd try some tea. So Yeah, surprisingly went down quite well. Alrighty, so I think I'm going to drop altitude down to about 8,000 to get out of these clouds. Plus, we're going to descend soon into the Goldie, so I'm going to trim takeoff. Descend about 500 feet. Just as we speed up. So there's no VREF or anything like that when you fly in this aircraft. If you want to descend, you've got to manage your throttles yourself. So good old-fashioned flying, which is pretty cool. Do a better job than what I am at the moment. There we go, I think we're on the money now. Well, thank you, Ahmed. Thanks for checking out the stream all the way from Indonesia. Appreciate it. Alrighty, so under 10,000. Probably should have left the lights on for that. See absolutely nothing. Just notice my oil pressure is bouncing around. The needle was jumping all over the place then. Sit on 500. Sweet spot's about 450. Remember the clouds being this thick. They're definitely worth taking a look, putting. Camera work is shocking tonight. So you're implying that I'm going to crash? I think it's probably about a 3 to 1 chance. So come through 9,000, coming down to 8.5. Probably should be looking to see if there's any aircraft around. Oh, hang on. Wonder who that might be. So what have we got? We've got a couple of Airbuses, Boeing 737, Business Jet, Global Express. We've got a Embraer Legacy 600. This guy's, oh, he's 12 mile off. Is it their way off? Nothing to worry about. Hello Noel. There we go, just peek through the clouds. No, we're back in them. We'll let Actve Sky do its little cloud effect. Is that the new C310R, the one that has tip tanks that just come out? Back in the clouds. Coming soon. Okay, I thought it was already released. It might have been the coming soon video that I saw. Okay. Usually when they do those videos, they usually drop them the weekend, so I probably would have expected it might come out today. So I don't know. I'll have to think about it because it's pretty close, you know. I've just got an aircraft with this Cheyenne that's got tip tanks in it. It's sort of in the same type of aircraft, even though, you know, one's Cessna and one's Piper. So I'm not too sure. So I don't know if I will, I may or I may not, we'll see. It's already through, what are we down to? 7,500 feet, still in the clouds. So those clouds, or we got, it must be about 2,500 to 3,000 feet thick from ceiling to top. Built-in tic tacs. What do you mean by tic tacs? What do you mean? Like the tip tanks look like tic tacs. Starting to get a bit of turbulence. Let's see if the yoke moving around. we're moving. Kind of the Carinado guy. Come on, get down, get down. Nautical miles. I'm not even going to get down to the Goldie at this rate. This is going to end dangerously. I actually started doing a world tour in my FS passenger videos. I think I got to 23 and I stopped episode 23, and I was doing it. Actually, I was doing it in the Carinado Navajo. That's what I was doing it in. And if I was flying in cloud like this in Northern California, I would have hit a bloody mountain by now. Oh, the Pago. That would have been... What I was doing, that would have been the start of Air Hauler 2 videos. We're going to miss Gold Coast, guys. I'm going to have to like do a 180 or something. I just can't get this thing down. I'm even trimming down. That's just, she won't go down. So working on your instrument rating, congrats, well done. Choppy, what are you talking about? There's no seatbelt sign on in this one. I'd be pulling for the sick bag right about now. Yeah, that's probably a bit laggy. Fast is good. Yeah, carpets. Take a look. It's pretty cool how they've done. Left all the different bits of grass and stuff, just like you would leave it in your driver's side in your car. Different scuff marks and whatnot. Dirt sort of left, and the pedals, the wear and tear on the pedals. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the extinguisher nice and handy just where I need it. That blows something up. So we're at 4,500 feet. So 9.2 away. It's going to be interesting because I'm not even... Alrighty, peeking through the clouds. There we go. Oh, come on. It's raining. Fantastic. So guys, I'm just going to do some circle work to lose some altitude. I can't remember where's... Oh yeah. Then we'll line up to the runway. I thought, I could probably make it, but a bit too close. Jeez, look at those clouds. We'll just fly out here and turn around and come back in. Going to be an interesting landing. Hello M5 RCO, is that Mark? Don't know how you pronounce the name. Surgeon New South Wales, welcome to the stream. Alrighty guys, we're going to make approach into the Goldie. If you're not wearing a seatbelt, I'd recommend you strapping one on and pulling it really tight. Cross your fingers. There's a bit of chop around. There she is. We're about to stall. Jesus. I don't know what the autopilot was going to do for me. So, runway is in sight. Smashing through the rain. Definitely got a bit of a crosswind. Let's see. It's got a tailwind of 11 knots, crosswind of 3, so obviously coming in the wrong runway, but sorry about the noise. Crab all our way in. Alright. Gears are going down. Another flaps in. And there's no way I can actually trim with this sort of weather. There's no way. Wobbles going
500.
So apologies for the approach, guys. So landing speed or approach speed should be 75 knots in this aircraft, but if I drop, I'm not going to get to the runway for some reason. Alrighty. Sliding all over the place, and it's raining. Just jump off, I'll clean everything up. And then we'll go around and take off. Flaps up. Thank you. Yeah, it was interesting landing. So welcome to Gold Coast, guys. Got some traffic over there we'll take a squiz at. So Ultimate Traffic's put a bit of traffic in the Goldie. So you've got an Airbus A320, I think looks in the background over there, with a Just Flight livery. Yeah, Goldie's pretty, yeah, it's probably my quick go-to spot for holidays. What have we got over there? Got some more A320s. Looks like it's some sort of business jet. No problem, thank Egg. I'm not sure how you pronounce your first name, I apologise. What else have we got? Probably speeding a bit too much on the taxiway. And that's probably what you'd normally see at the Goldie. You might see like Air Asia or something like that. So I should be taking off in this direction really, but I'm going to be lazy and take off with a tailwind. Because that's the direction I need to go to get to Redcliffe. Yeah, actually I think it might do. Yeah, it might go across the border to New South Wales. But I don't know if you've got this, like, this bit of water here. Don't know if that actually should be there or not. But for, you know, obviously the textures are different because I'm using Rex textures worldwide. The building textures, which for sort of medium-sized airports that you don't have payware scenery, actually makes it look quite good. back on the anchors and fix up the GPS. My flight plane's still in there. The old GTN 750's basically gone in slow motion. Anyways, wind up the old fuel pump. Flaps down. All fuel selected to... Oh, you're joking. Oh, I stalled on the runway, on the taxiway. So you didn't see that. Aircraft. Finish cycling for my views. There, and just check my trim. Alrighty, here we go. Let's line up just for giggles. Tailwind, 6 knot crosswind. Cool. Hold on to the ats. Got nearly full lock on the pedals. Oh my god. That'll do right there. Alright, gears are up. Notch of flaps going up. Nice notch of flaps. So that was yeah, interesting takeoff again. We're not going to fly as high as what we did before. I'm just going to trim this thing up. See if we can see the Goldie scenery with the high rises there. So we might go up to about 2,000 feet. How's the actual stream going, guys? Is it still choppy? altitude hold then. So we've only probably got another half an hour flying. We get to Redcliffe. That'll be the end of the stream for tonight. Gee, she's moving around. Okay, yeah. I think I was putting a bit of load on the machine. So obviously it's a bit different when I stream. I'm not using the experience for NVIDIA. I'm actually using OBS for the stream, so it has a bit more workload on my PC. Only because I'm going to eventually get some overlays and things like that, so OBS is better for that sort of thing. So I'll be back shortly, guys. Just going to get a drink. I'll leave you with I'll do a wing view shot. Goldie. Goldie. And the weather's just getting worse. go down to 1500, so we'll be flying really slow and low, but we're coming up to Redcliffe, which will be the final destination for tonight. It's probably about 40 nautical miles off, and we'll have to see what the weather's doing, because that's a really hard approach, and landing's a short runway. Very short. So I'll just hold the altitude here because there's a few hills up the road. Yeah, Caloundra is probably more difficult than Caloundra. Actually, sorry, Caloundra's more difficult than Redcliffe, because I think Redcliffe's a little bit longer, but Redcliffe does have some trees in the way of the approach that are a bit annoying, so you sort of have to get above them and then dip down. How far away are you? How do you mean by that? Away from the airport, or? Yeah. It's pretty cool scenery around Caloundra though. They did well with that one. Just, the surrounding areas are a bit smaller than some of the stuff they do. Cool, that'd be cool. I actually picked up Hervey Bay today. I actually thought I owned it, but I actually didn't own it, so I just picked that up today because I wanted to fly in there as part of this sort of leg. So we'll finish it off at Redcliffe tonight, but tomorrow we'll start off with Redcliffe to Hervey Bay to Bundaberg, I think. Been smashing out the videos lately, Status. Coming out to Bribey Island, I believe. Bit more time to get some stuff done. Cool, that's a cool collection to have. 2 videos a day for 4 days, and I took a little break. That would wear you out, definitely. I used to do 2 videos a week, and then that was pushing it, and I sort of dropped back. I try to do a video a week on the Oz Flight Sim channel because I want to have good quality videos. If I feel that I do, say, 2 or more a week, quality drops off. So that's why I sort of probably start streaming midweek on the air all the videos. Yeah, it's sort of cheating, but not. I figured Air Hauler series would be a good series to do some, you know, some flight sim streaming. That way, you guys can have some input into the career of the odd flight simmer channel on Air Hauler. You know, what planes to fly, what routes, all that sort of stuff. So it'd be pretty cool. I think for me to do, say, a test drive video to edit, I'm talking about 3 hours to actually edit the video. They usually take me 2 to 3 days to make a video. That's including filming it. If it's a test drive video, it might be 4 days because I will be flying the aircraft for a couple, reading up, finding out about the systems. If it's a Carinata or Alabeo, it can be a little bit quicker because the manuals are very brief, so you generally got to do a bit more research. So, for instance, like the Arrow sort of, I flew it for about 2 weeks before I did anything with it, really. Yeah, and I'm not talking about a solid 2 or 3 days, you know. Put a bit of time and effort into researching and flying and knowing what I'm trying to talk about, and then I'll actually film a lot of stuff and a lot of shots that you won't see actually go into the video. I'll actually take a lot of that stuff out. Things that look cool at the time, but when you edit them don't look cool, so I play around with a lot of stuff. Yeah. Keeps me busy. A lot of the ORBX free stuff's pretty good. I think Launceston that actually flew in on the Cheyenne video last week, that was freeware from ORBX. Alright, so we're 30 nautical miles out from Redcliffe. So when I come into land, it's going to be a major crosswind when I come into Redcliffe. Major. Yeah, sorry, I can't speak. Redcliffe is freeware, yeah. It's probably not their best, but they've made other ones, but I think it was one of their original ones, so... starting to chug along again now. Thanks, Status. Pleasant surprise, I actually got it to work without minimal dramas. It's been a while. So I'm just going to drop down to 1,500 feet. Clouds are closing in. We'll keep going. We'll pretty much be on minimums for Redcliffe already. There's a lifeboat in the back. Take a bit of a view, back with the wing. Old dashboard cam. Surprised he took the old I've forgotten its name now. The Dorier. Lost it. Not the Dorier, the other one I fly in air haul. I've forgotten its name. I have it in memory bank. The Shrike. There we go. The Shrike. I took that for a couple of flights last night, actually, for the first time. Yes. That is fun to fly. Shrek. Yeah, I saw your Dorier, or some people call it the Dornay, or it's probably, I'm probably saying it wrong, but yeah, that was pretty cool to see a photo of that. Cool. Yeah, I've got to do a dangerous landings with the Dorrier that SciSimmer YouTube channel has graciously challenged me to land at, I think at some airport in Norway or somewhere, where he's actually flown into himself as a passenger. So darn it. Who knows? So that will be an interesting dangerous landings. I actually tried to do it in I think it was a Cessna or something like that, and it ended miserably, so I don't know how I'm going to do it with Dorrier. Yes, very sneaky, wasn't it? He sent me a, I think it was a message on one of my videos that he had a challenge or something like that, and the next minute that video pops out. So, which is kind of cool. I don't know how it'll go though, because I try not to, with the dangerous landing videos, most of them there's no practice either, and I film it live, like I'm not doing it a live stream, but I record it live, so I think that's more fun usually than get my reaction if I can actually land it or not. Clouds just won't piss off. Shit, that doesn't look good. Far out of Redcliffe at all. What's that up here? Oh, that's pretty cool. Just sneak up over here and have a look. And that's traditionally what you would see in this neck of the world, so the channel stuff's going out in and out of Brisbane. It's got a little helipad on it. Is it actually moving or not? I think we're going to down a little bit further. Yeah, who knows? Probably somewhere in Indonesia, Malaysia. So we'll be coming up on approach to Redcliffe very shortly. Hey Status, do you remember, is there any lights at Redcliffe? Because I'm pretty much lining up now. I can't see anything. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, first notch of flaps. This is going to be interesting. I think she's just over here somewhere. Fun flying Saturday. Yeah, I see it. See it. Yeah, I'm right in front of it. I think I am. Hold on to your hats, guys. This one's going to be super interesting. No, that's not it. There it is. A bit off. See, this is going to be a go around. Yep.
500.
I'm the only silly one around here that's actually flying, I think. Oh, how's the crosswind on this one? It's probably not as bad as the Goldie. Alright, here we go. If I crash, this will be the last live stream I do. That was interesting. I just smashed it down the runway. Yeah, it's live weather. Now I'm all over the shop. Yeah, I know. I think I come in about 10 knots too quick. Anyways, we'll clean up. I'll park it and see if we can, actually we'll be able to get a replay. See if we can replay that one. Whack the anchors on and probably gonna kill my Bass is alright. I wasn't gonna say anything, but your taxiing was like, oh, I don't know. It was like Nigel's Mansell's just having hopped in a Formula 1 car for a couple of years and decided to take her a spin. You're flying.
$500.
Here we go. Had to take the power off so early too. Oh, look at that, push down. So I think I landed on the back wheel then the front wheel, but that was pretty cool. Alrighty, so landing lights off, fuel pumps are off, anti-collision is off. And we'll go and find a spot to park. It'll be interesting to see what the weather's going to be tomorrow. So tomorrow morning I'll probably take off or fly. I might take off, do a quick flight to Caloundra, land there, test that out, then fly to Hervey Bay and then to Bundaberg. Oh yeah, that's interesting. See what traffic's around here. Probably no one's flying because, yeah, there's a fair bit around actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 15 aircraft. P3D Alpha. Probably about maybe 10 o'clock my time. We'll stream for a couple of hours. Looks like they're doing some work on the hangars down there. Old mates walking in circles. It's pretty good for freeware stuff. Got your birds flying in the background. Alrighty, so let's find a park. So as you can see, I should have followed the weather. I landed at the wrong part of the runway, but we knew that was going to happen. So we might go to where the FBO is, so to speak, which is up here. 10 hopefully. I'll be around about that time anyway. Person over there is looking a bit suspicious. Alrighty, parking brake is on. So that's one thing they fixed. It's probably actually a little bit too quick, but they fixed the prop. But it's used to just keep spinning, but now it's probably finishing a bit too quick. Put the chocks on. Yeah, you never know. Never know. So that's me, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. So just what's coming out next. Planning on doing these during the week. I'll pick some times. We'll see how we go. Might do some impromptu ones on the weekend. I'll have a video coming out on FSElite midweek, and I'll have another video coming out on my channel. But you'll probably see you'll see a stream tomorrow and something during the week. So cheers for that. And have an awesome evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers, goodbye. Thanks guys, thanks very much for watching. See you status, see you pudding.